Good evening and welcome to Baskin Ridge, New Jersey for tonight's UWLX United Women's Lacrosse League doubleheader between the Baltimore Ride and the Boston Storm. And following that game, we will have the Philadelphia Force versus the Long Island Sound. Today, this is Chris Widello, and I'm joined by Tracy Weiner, as always. Tracy, how you doing?
Good today. It's a beautiful day for lacrosse. Can't wait to get started for Game 2.
Yeah, we've lucked out the last two games and excited for some great weather. Why don't we do the starting lineups for today's first game? First for the Baltimore Ride. At attack tonight, we're going to have Hio Thomas, Britton Altemeyer, and also Nikki Boltja. At midfield for the Ride is going to be Megan Massera, Brittany Urashin, and Michaela Durante. On defense is going to be, that's going to be Haley O'Hanlon at midfield, and she'll be taking most of the draws for the Ride. At defense is going to be Michaela Durante, Maggie Oslander, and lastly, Taylor Verdon. And in goal tonight for the Philadelphia Ride will be, looks like, Rachel Vallerelli. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't have it. No, Carrie Stoothoff.
Yeah.
And for the Boston Storm tonight, starting lineup, at attack is going to be number 12, Kayla Trainor. We'll also have Emma Powlin, and it looks like they also are going to have McKinley Sbordone starting at attack. In the midfield will be Michelle Scannell, Hannah Murphy, and Emily Howell. At defense will be Carly Cronin, Brenna Raynone, and also we'll have a combination of Marina Burke and Emily Howell. And in goal, the return of Liz Hogan. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's a big return for them. And if you're looking on the field tonight, you'll see Kayla Trainor is playing, but she's not wearing a number on the back of her jersey, as she brought her away jersey by accident.
Rookie move. That's okay. Got a shot on goal by the Storm, saved by Stoothoff.
You can always forgive Kayla Trainor for whatever she does.
She puts up 5 goals. I'm sure all will be forgotten.
That's correct.
Ride on the clear. Get it up to midfield. Carrying the ball is Molly Hulseman.
Absolutely gorgeous day. Beautiful facility here.
It is. This is Mountain Park. Wonderful turf and grass field combination. Have a T3 lacrosse tournament this weekend here. Ryder move the ball around. Looks like quick move by Hio Thomas. Kicks it back up top to Christine Lacalzo. The Ride settle it back down. Nikki Boltja was looking for a goal. Shot and score. And the goal is good.
It is. It was continuation of the play. They were waiting to see if it was going to be obstruction of shooting space. Were they going to give it? And they're going to say no. It was a continuation play.
Looks like Molly Hulseman on the goal, and the Rider up 1-0.
They're looking to see it. Well, they're looking to see if it was a 2-pointer.
Oh.
Goal by number 13, Molly Hulseman. Baltimore takes a 1-0 lead.
Just going to be one.
Just going to be one.
So one of the big differences between this and college is the 2-point shot. And how do they determine that? That's outside the 8?
I believe it's outside the 8. Could be outside the 12, but I think it's outside the 8.
I think it's outside the 8 too.
Yeah.
Another draw controlled by the Storm. Michelle Scannell, the D2 product from Adelphi.
Boston possession.
Adelphi University. She did a great job for them.
Two national championships. Storm work it up at top, down the wing now. Stoppage of play.
Yep, dangerous check.
McKinley Sbordone drives the alley. Rolls.
watch the matchups here. I like watching Maggie Auslander gets to draw Kayla Trainor. Let's see how she does with her tonight.
Pass dropped. Quickly scooped back up by Michelle Scannell.
Scannell had a great first game as a pro.
Couple goals. Hannah Murphy with the ball right now, wearing number 42. Similar uniform issue. Uniforms in Chicago, and she's here, but she was on the recruiting trail. So, Kayla Trainor looked to force it around the pipe, but missed wide, and looks like it's going to be Ride ball. Might have been a little push on that by Murphy.
You know, Treanor likes that goal line extended shot and just missed picking the corner off. And, you know, in this game, it's as a pro game, it's 6-6 in the attack zone. Most of you are used to 7v7.
Sure. Oh, quick feed right off the crease. Couldn't handle it.
And we have another huge crowd this afternoon. Everybody's lined up along the fence line. There's not a space to be had. It's exciting for these young ladies.
Unbelievable. Both sides of the field.
Both sides of the field are packed.
I don't know if the camera angle will do it. Just a shot, just high. Quick shot by Christine Lacalzo.
Lascalzo.
Lascalzo.
You got it. I got you.
I'll get that.
No worries.
That's why she's paid the big bucks. Ball moves back up top left. Quick bounce pass. Back to Lascalzo. Shot.
It resets a 90-second shot clock. They have a full 90.
Nice feed to the cutter through the crease. Dropped. And now Allie Flury's off to the races. Starts to clear, gets the ball up to midfield.
They have a fast break if they work it.
Emily Bosino right down the middle. Shot. Save. Stoothoff.
That's a pitch and a catch for Stoothoff. She's just too talented, you know, to right. That was a stick side high right down the middle of the field.
And the Ride now have the ball back in their zone. Settle the ball back right.
I wonder if Stoothoff's down from the high end of winning that national championship as an assistant over at JMU. It's exciting stuff.
She took the save by her coaching partner.
See, that's bragging rights at dinner.
Yeah. This will be a fun one.
It's the best part about this. So many of these young ladies know each other, you know, on and off the field.
Sure.
Coaching. They've all been on the recruiting trail. There's several tournaments this weekend. They're just happy to all be hanging out now and playing some lacrosse.
Quick dodge by Nikki Boltja. She pulls it back, thinks better of it. Hannah Murphy playing some tough D out there. Quick shot, goes a little wide. Allie Flury. Allie Flury picks it up, sails the pass high, and Ride.
Back to Baltimore.
It's a nice start for Baltimore. You know, they were on the short end of the first game of the season, and I believe that Boston won their first game. So it'd be, you know, they'd like to kind of get the win on this one, have everybody on the same slate at 1-1.
Got a few more games coming up, and then we have the semifinals up in Lake Placid.
So fun, beautiful place.
Yeah, and then the finals will be that first week of August in Boston, Massachusetts. Harvard. Shot wide.
There's going to be a yellow card on that one.
Oh, so we have our
being assessed on Boston.
We have our first penalty of the game.
Baltimore will be man up for the next.
It's a little aggressive on the Ride.
Emily Bosino comes to the box.
Just a little too aggressive on the push.
Sure. So now we get a free position from the 8.
It's a false start on Boston.
And move her behind now. Quick shot. Saved by Hogan.
Save, Liz Hogan.
Haley, come!
It's so fun to watch Liz Hogan play goal. You really have to take such a quality shot to beat her. You know, both of these goalies are two of the best that we have, and
sure.
To me, that's one of the biggest matchups to look at today.
Absolutely. I think, I know for the Storm side, to have Kayla Trainor, who played season 1, back on the field this season, along with Liz Hogan, is got some stalwarts on both ends of the field.
Without question. Two of the best in the game.
Storm settle it down as they look to change it up in the midfield. Gets Michelle Scannell back out in the field. Use her speed. Ball is worked back to X. You know, it was funny, as I got here earlier, I saw so many of these women that are on the field walking around the sidelines scouting at this T3 lacrosse tournament,
Correct.
looking at their next prospects, and somewhere around 4 o'clock they made the change, and here they are on the field.
That's exactly right. It's you know, it's the fun part of this game is you know, they get to watch players and then players get to watch them.
Storm have slowing down the game as they try to kill this penalty.
Well, and the officials need to, you know, understand the rules when there's a penalty and the shot clock then is not in place, so the official was just questioning why the shot clock wasn't on, but not while there's a penalty.
So there's a little confusion on the field with the officials and the shot clock. The shot clock does turn off during penalties. That gives the, you know, both teams get as much time. You know, why penalize the team that has a person advantage? 30 seconds left in the penalty. Kayla Trainor with the ball, dodges to her right. Look at the feed. Hannah Murphy with a shot. Save.
That was a part save, part pipe on that. You
Yeah.
heard it, but Stoothoff is just so active in there.
I think most goalies will take the pipe as this.
Without a doubt.
Right? They're not going to
When
give
it's
that
your
one
friend.
up. When it's your friend. Quick pass up top to
Release.
Michelle Scannell.
That starts the 90-second shot clock. Penalty is released.
Storm still have possession of the ball. They look to dodge Emily Howell down the alley. Gives it up to X, and now Hannah Murphy will work from behind the goal. Tightrope walks around the crease. Quick feed. Feed in the crease, but she was well defended. Hannah Murphy backhanded shot, sails high.
I tell you right now, all the kids watching this game that are playing the tournament today wishing they could get the kind of contact that just happened.
Oh, yes.
Like, how come I can't play defense like that?
Hannah Murphy with a low shot. Goes left.
Another shot goes wide.
And the Ride backed it up, so their ball. One of the nuances about lacrosse, after a shot, the player closest to the ball when it exits the field gets possession. Baltimore couldn't handle the clear, and now it goes back to the Storm.
And again, you know, this is our second game of the season, Chris, and for me, seeing all the fans here, it makes me so happy. There's not a piece of fence available on either side of this field.
No.
Kids watching everywhere. They're going to start to line up along the back fences. I think it's amazing.
I thought last game's crowd was big. This is much bigger.
Yes, without a doubt.
I keep looking at the players behind me who keep turning around on the sidelines to watch what's going on the field.
As soon as their game's over, you know they're going to watch this game as well.
Storm with another shot that goes high. Kayla Trainor operating, looks for that sidearm.
Shot goes wide.
You know, right on goal line extended. She wants to sneak that in. Hannah Murphy scoops it up. Shot. Looks like it in the goal. Hannah Murphy.
Trainor was trying to hit that corner. She hit the pipe on the one. Murphy picks up the rebound. Was very patient on that. If you're a student of this game, you don't think you have enough time. You have plenty of time while you are in that area. Kayla Trainor demands so much defensive presence that when Murphy picks up the ball, there's no defender near her. She actually had 2 or 3 seconds to fake out Stoothoff.
And you're not going to see too many defenders that are going to pressure her too hard, knowing how skilled she is. I mean, she'll eat that right up. So she gets that time to operate and really survey the field.
Well, most players, you pick it up and you try to get rid of it quick because you're afraid that somebody's going to hop right on you, a defender, and a lot of times you rush that shot and don't get a chance to fake out, and that's when the goalie goes stick to stick with you. You really need to understand that as a clock, an inner clock as an attacker. Sometimes you have a few more seconds than you think.
Mm-hmm. So they'll draw again. This time Kayla Trainor moves up to the circle. Score now 1-1. Tied up by the goal by Hannah Murphy for the Storm.
Kayla Trainor and Megan Massara on the draw.
Draw controlled by Treanor.
Kayla Trainor on the draw control. Brust in possession.
Dishes it off, but bad pass. However, Storm run it down, and Katie Webster picks it up. Moves it back across the top. Now to X. Quick feed to Treanor behind the back, saved by Stoothoff.
Behind the back attempt. Saved by Kerry Stoothoff.
Treanor has no problem pulling that trigger, does she?
Nor should she.
Nope.
I find it a joy just to watch her
Yeah,
play. I joke around with her all the time about it when I see her on the recruiting trail. I've never seen a kid work harder who's as good as she is. She's probably the best in the United States at the low attack position, and yet nobody works harder than she does.
Faye Brust passes the ball down the wing. Moves back up to Molly Hulseman. Ride with the ball. Looking to put another goal on the board. Quick dodge by Hio Thomas, pulls it out. Another quick dodge by Nikki Boltja. Shoots and scores.
Nikki buries that shot. That was a great play. And again, when we talk about having more time than you think, so Nikki does her dodge and beats her defender to the inside. And then she's able to take 2 more steps and get just a little closer. So she doesn't just beat her defender and pull the trigger. She beats her defender, takes another step or 2, and then takes a higher percentage shot.
Smart. Another smart player.
Always.
Number 9, Nikki Boltja, unassisted. Baltimore takes a 2-1 lead.
So 2-0 Baltimore. On the Baltimore sideline, their head coach, John Sung. He is the head coach at Virginia Tech and signed on early this spring as the head coach for the Ride. I'm lucky to have him part of the United Women's Lacrosse League.
This staff in general of all the teams is just so impressive, and they're so into it, and you know, it adds such credibility to a league when you have head coaches that are literally head coaches.
Absolutely. Kayla Trainor controls the draw again. And, you know, on the other side of the field, you have another well-known commodity, and Scott Teeter, the Louisville women's head coach, Team Canada head coach. Stoothoff there with 2 point-blank saves.
Stoothoff's just, yeah, I remember her entire career, just always so impressive.
Holly Turner picks off the, well, I guess it was a drop pass, and she scooped out that ground ball and almost had a goal for herself.
Just led Treanor a little too far on that, pulled the trigger a little too quick.
So Stoothoff with the ball, she walks it up the field and passes it to the midfield. It's couldn't be handled, and Storm have possession.
Back to Boston.
Emily Howell with the ball.
It is a warm day today.
It is.
So many of these players have not, you know, they've been out recruiting, like you said, all day in this heat, and then they have to come and play. I give them all the credit in the world.
Absolutely. Hannah Murphy with a shot that went wide, backed up by Taylor Giglio. Played her college lacrosse at Canisius, where Scott Teeter was the head coach at the time.
Scott did a great job at Canisius, forever a power.
Put them on the map. Another behind the back, stopped by Treanor, stopped by Stoothoff.
That play was interesting because she faked behind the back and pulled the trigger in the front, and Stoothoff just went stick to stick with her. And, you know, Trainor's just, I see her now thinking like, holy cow. And I think what she's going to have to honestly do on Stoothoff is fake high and go low.
Right.
She's tried a few of those high, sneak in those shots, and I think Trainor's best bet's going to be to go low on Stoothoff. She's so quick. Her hands are so quick. Her eye-hand coordination's unbelievable.
And she's probably still in mid-season form.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, I guess she's coaching it.
Right, correct.
Right, yes.
But I mean,
so maybe not, but,
even still, you know,
they see
working
shots.
it out. Yeah.
They're getting D1 players
Correct.
working them out every day.
Every day.
Boston foul. Results in a free position for Baltimore.
Looks like Nikki Boltja will take the free
Number 9,
position.
Nikki Boltja at the line.
Quick shot on Hogan, bounces
Shot
high.
over the top. Possession to Boston.
Hogan starts to clear for the Storm. So I told you last game that I was a little starstruck when I got to finally meet Kayla Trainor in person, and I got to reintroduce myself to Liz Hogan, and it was almost the same feeling of meeting such a great player who's been so accomplished. And here goes Kayla Trainor again, looking to one-handed cradle, low, walking the dog, drops the ball.
I got to see Michaela Durante today for a while as well. She was recruiting at the event that I was at, and she's a new assistant coach at Goucher.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So many of these players are coaching, and it's so fun to see them. Brittany Arsham is obviously at Jacksonville.
Yep.
And, Trainor at BC, and Stoothoff at JMU, and we get to see them all the time, and it's just so fun to watch them play. And watching Britton Altamare play again, I remember her. I was announcing at Hofstra University all those years that she was playing.
Ride with the ball, move it back up top to Allison LaBeau. Settles down her offense. Get the matchup that they're looking for. She's going to dodge off the wing. Allie Flury plays solid D on her for the Storm. Quick shot off the pipe by Lascalzo.
And you heard that one. Lascalzo hit it so hard that it bounced all the way out to like the 20-yard line.
Ride retained possession. Quick dodge by Boltja. Stopped by Flury. Or that looks like actually it might be Nicole Poli.
Foul on Boston.
Free position for Boltja. Outside the 12. Shot. Looks like it might have hit Hogan, and
Save Hogan.
she scoops it up and starts walking it up the field for the Storm. Both teams get a quick change here on the fly. And she hits Allie Flury in mid-stride, and Allie's looks go right to the goal, tucks it, shoots, score, Flury.
Flury had a full head of steam on that. She went basically in untouched, and that's just one of those shots where she can determine where it's going to go. All Stoothoff can do is guess on that. She had the entire cage to shoot at and goes, low hip, and that's almost an unstoppable shot.
And she started moving right to Stoothoff's left and got her feet moving, right? Forced the goalie to move her feet and readjust.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So with that, I believe the score is tied again, 2-2.
2-2.
I think so. $18 minutes left in the first half of this first game between the Baltimore Ride and Boston Storm. We'll be seeing the Philadelphia Force and Long Island Sound in our second game of this doubleheader.
Yep, it's they're 35-minute halves, but they're running time.
Yep. O'Hanlon back in the circle, wins this draw. Hogan with a save off a quick shot. She ate that up.
No circle violation.
And moves it up down the right side, left side, depending on which side you're standing. I do everything from the goal out.
That's okay. You're from that Boston area. Everything's a little backwards
That's
today.
right.
I'm a New Yorker. Obstruction of shooting space.
Shooting space.
It's funny,
Violation.
actually, when lacrosse in the Northeast, when they would talk in men's lacrosse about like a 1-3-2 offense, they used to do it from the top up north, and everybody else did it from X. So there was depending on who you were talking to, they didn't know exactly what you meant. But
well, it was funny because I thought it was warm last weekend, and this weekend that's been really the weather. And then I was hanging out with my friends from the Florida coaching staff, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's so cool up here. We're so excited." Meanwhile, I was like dying a slow death.
yeah,
They
sure.
just thought the weather was perfect.
And the Ride start their clear, but it didn't look like. Oh, Hio Thomas scoops up a ground ball after a high pass by Stoothoff to Boltja. Quick dodge by O'Hanlon.
Shot and a
Saved by Hogan.
Head 9 save.
It is just the goalie versus goalie in this first half. They
Absolutely.
both are just killing it.
This is a goalie versus goalie contest.
Still in your line.
Well, you know, he's a good friend of mine.
I thought so. Well, this time last game, both teams had a distinct advantage. I think at that point the Ride were up by a number of goals, and the Storm got off to a very fast start. But this is a different game this week.
Without a doubt, really tight and
Faye Brust dodges on Hannah Murphy, picks up her drop ball, and
well, the first week I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Baltimore versus Philly and Boston versus Long Island.
Yes.
And you know, again, Boston came out. Baltimore came out to a quick lead, and then Philly force came back with force. Not to be a play on words there.
Molly Hendricks took over that game.
Hendricks, Tumalo, Murray. I mean, they were all just so good. Their offense is potent, Philadelphia.
Liz Hogan just had another great save, and Storm dropped it in the midfield on their clear. And Ride take advantage of that and go back on offense.
A little too aggressive on that.
Boston foul.
Foul called on Nicole Poli.
Another save by Liz Hogan. Boston possession and Boston on the break.
Boy, Liz Hogan and Carrie Stoothoff are just putting on a show today. If you're a goalie watching this game today, you have to be beyond impressed.
Absolutely, this is just special.
Nothing you can do on that.
Nice
Absolutely nothing.
Cross crease pass from Sbordone to, looks like.
You want to talk about a perfect fast break right there. Perfect execution. We're going to get our first time out of the game.
That was just beautiful.
It was tic-tac-toe.
Absolutely.
Buried the shot.
I believe that was Katie Webster on the goal. And we have a timeout. I think Baltimore has called a timeout.
Off. Here's Katie Webster. Burke.
Are we off?
Burke. Katie Webster on the goal.
So with that goal, the Storm take a 3-2 lead, and Baltimore takes a quick timeout. Probably more than anything, give their players a quick breather.
I also think they're talking about taking care of the ball on offense. There was several times there where there was, you know, an opportunity for Baltimore to really run some clock out, and you know it is warm, and the players, you know, need to catch their breath. You don't need to go for that quick shot right away, especially with Liz Hogan being so hot.
Absolutely.
Boston Storm goal. Katie Webster from McKinley Sbordone. Boston now takes a 3-2 lead.
LaBeau, you're going to go on the offensive side.
So back on the draw, we have Hannah Murphy, and for the Ride, looks like it was Massera. Ball still on the ground, scooped up by the
Boston possession.
Storm. Boston quickly takes it down the field. Another shot, stop.
Save.
Stop by Stoothoff with another point-blank save.
It's really going to take a quality shot this afternoon. I mean, both of these goals are on fire, like we've been saying. And when you have 13 saves in a half, I mean, it's a wide open game, but the goalies are just closing the door.
Boltja dodges. Another fantastic save by Liz Hogan. I mean, both sides.
Save, Liz Hogan.
Carly Cronin pushes it upfield for the Storm. How do you keep your defense from
That is Liz Hogan's 12th.
relaxing too much when you have such great goaltending where it's almost automatic?
Well, they're doing the best that they can to give the low percentage shots and to give their goalies these opportunities to save them. But honestly, this is wide open. This is just wide open fun lacrosse right here.
I did not see this much transition game one.
No, not at all.
Turnover to Boston Storm on the attack.
They are logging some miles.
They sure are. They're going to have to slow it down in the second half, I bet.
Michelle Scannell settles it, gets it back up top to Hannah Murphy. Works it back over to Flury and back to Scannell.
We'll see if Boston just takes the air out of the ball for a few minutes here.
Sure.
Well, they only have the 90 seconds, but at least try to work another 30 seconds off. Give everybody a chance to breathe.
Right.
Although Liz Hogan looks pretty comfortable.
It's a day at the beach for her. She's hanging out there, making it look easy.
She sure enough is. She always has, though.
45 seconds left on the shot clock. Kayla Trainor with the ball. Moves it back up top.
Always looks to feed first. That's what I like about Kay Train. She makes everybody around her great and always gets it done.
High pass from Scannell goes out of bounds, but it looks like it might have been tipped off as Stoothoff.
Stood up, yep.
So Trainor starts the ball back at X. Quick dodge, low shot off hip.
Kayla Trainor
Score.
assisted.
Making me look like a genius, right? That's
I
what
know,
I say.
just
Next
like you
time
wrote it
around,
up.
Just like I wrote it up. Kayla Trainor and I are on the same page. Maybe I could be her private trainer. Could you imagine?
Oh,
That'd be ridiculous. So on that particular play, what she does, she works the crease beautifully. You know, you always have to respect that she can go high to low because her wingspan is so long. On that one, she just fakes high and drops it down low.
She extends those arms and that angle opens up, and she has more goal there than the average player. And with that, Boston is up 4-2.
She's a pretty player to watch. I wonder if she picked the song out herself or if the staff did.
There's I love it.
The choo-choo train, all right.
We're
just not about lacrosse here.
Lacrosse with style. And
100%.
K-Train goes back on the draw. Again against Sara. And it looks like Boston's going to pick up the ball. But Scannell was bumped and Webster.
Scannell was more than bumped on that.
Yeah.
Boston possession.
Katie Webster with the ball, dodges right to left and rolls back. Kaylee Santos with the ball, moves it up the wing and back up top. Katie Webster with a shot, and
Rebound save.
like we've been saying all day, Stoothoff stands on her head with save after save.
Gets down low. You know, Stoothoff's interesting because her style is she drops right to her knees. So you think that you're going to be able to go high on her, but her hands are so quick, and she's able to just stop everything that's high as well. But I just like her style of play. You know, she's very, very aggressive, not afraid to let it hit any part of her body. She could care less as long as she makes a save.
Both teams going deep in their benches, keeping everybody fresh. Allie Flury just gets dropped by Oslander, and she's going to go for 2 minutes.
She is. She's going to get a little break for that.
Cross-check foul on Baltimore will result in a man-up opportunity for Boston.
Flury took a nasty shot to the head last game, and she walked off the field under her own power. And
I just think that Oslander was stronger than Flury on that one.
Oh,
and just kind of I want to use the word manhandle, but I mean, obviously.
Somebody's been working out, I think.
I think so too. I think she takes her defense seriously. I love it.
Absolutely.
Possession.
Ride get possession on a ground ball, and
Try to
Storm now riding as
work the clock off.
Yep. The Scalzo now on the right side brings the ball down. Moves it to Nikki Boltja at X. Sorry, that wasn't Nikki Boltja, that was
Britton Altamare.
Altamare. Quick dodge by Lascalzo, and she goes down.
You know, Lascalzo is just so aggressive, and you see in this game, that's the second time that she's taken, you know, a pretty strong pounding in there, and
Contact foul.
she's just that type of kid, though. She's just going to keep going at it.
Pushing.
It was Marina Burke with the foul, and for at least looks about a minute and a half. Both teams will be
Shot will be awarded to the Baltimore Ride.
both be one player down.
Both teams are playing man down.
Scalzo, hold it!
False start by Boston.
Let's see if she goes to goal or pulls it out. You hear her coach asking her to pull it out. I'm not sure if she can hear.
Shots wide.
Lascalzo sails the shot a little high.
Baltimore retains possession.
Baltimore back with the ball.
Get wider! Let's go, Ryan! Chris, back it up!
Altamare pushes back off to
Back it up!
Lascalzo, who's closely guarded by Ali Flury.
Hey, keep the possession!
Lascalzo looks to dodge and shoots. Hogan saw it the whole way.
Shot and a save.
Well, and she's going to get an 8-meter on that anyway, and they're saying, you know, you got the shot off, flag should have went away, but as you know,
Yep.
if the foul obstructs the shot, then you get it back anyway.
Another free position shot for the Baltimore Ride.
Penalty
Foul.
should be about up. Outlander should be ready to go back into
Yeah.
this game.
That foul was on Breno Renaud. And Ride up for possession here. Penalties released for Baltimore.
And now Baltimore's man up.
They'll have the ball man up for about 30 seconds or so. O'Hanlon dodges,
Another
shoots.
save by Liz Hogan.
I don't even think Hogan realized that she had saved that because she was screened on the play. Just happens to be
She
in the
did.
right spot.
That is Liz Hogan's 13th save in the contest.
That's just awareness and, I don't know, that's sixth sense, I guess, of goalie
Correct.
lacrosse.
When
right?
you're in the zone, you're in the zone.
And I believe we have the Boston Storm look to be offsides. They must keep, well, it's a little bit different in college, but for the purposes of the United Women's Lacrosse League, each team has to keep three players behind the midline, right?
That's correct. They play 6-on-6 in the attack zone, and they were man down, so.
10 seconds left in the penalty. Brenda Renaud with a ground ball in her own end. Gets it upfield to Katie Webster.
Now everybody's even.
I believe so, yes. And we are even. Stoothoff comes out and
Showing off her skills, not just inside the crease.
hits Masera, cutting across middle of the field. Oh, now the penalty's released.
Both teams are at full strength.
So we're all even. Ride with the ball. Liz Hogan and company looking for another stop here. Yeah, Nikki Boltja dodging on Hannah Murphy. Looks like Coach Teeter's going to change up the defense.
You have to be getting close to halftime at this point, I would imagine.
Change up the attack. Going to put Santos and Villarreal come out for Giglio and Holly Treanor.
Just under 6, John. Scores under 6. Just under 6.
Hannah Murphy picks up that ground ball and starts the break downfield. Nobody's even close. They have a definite fast break. Emily Howell with the ball, moves it off to Treanor. Sets it back up to Murphy. Shot wide, backed up by...
Shot goes wide.
We're down to the last 5 minutes of this half.
Boston with a 4-2 advantage over the Baltimore Ride. Back behind the goal to Holly Treanor. Turns, shoots, and sneaks it past Stoothoff.
That was a great play there. Lots of movement going on. Keeping Stoothoff's head on a little bit of a swivel right there, and you're able to sneak the ball in up high.
Looks like she picked up a tip or two from Kayla Trainor operating right there on the crease.
I'm sure that she did.
So Boston's now up 5-2 as we are under 5 minutes in the first half. After the conclusion of this game, we'll have the Philadelphia Force face off against the Long Island Sound in the second game of our doubleheader.
Just a packed stadium here today, and watching the surrounding fields. I mean, I just love the whole atmosphere. It's
awesome.
It is. It really is. It's what lacrosse is all about.
5-2.
This crowd's not going to go away.
No, and everywhere that you turn, there's just girls playing lacrosse. I love it.
See off in the distance some games still going on,
Yep.
but you know when those conclude,
Absolutely.
these stands are going to even get more packed.
By Baltimore.
And off that draw, we have the Baltimore with the ball. They settle it up in their offensive zone. Make a quick change at the midfield.
Trying to keep everybody as fresh as they can. There's a whole nother half to play.
Faye Brust comes back on the field. She scored her first goal of the season last couple weeks ago in the first game. Didn't take her long to get the rust off after recovering from 2 torn ACLs. Same leg. I'm sure she's happy to be good to go now.
Absolutely.
It's a tough injury to overcome and kind of regain your, your
original form there,
original form, yeah. So we had a save by Liz Hogan, who starts the break up field. And Boston's just pushing it up. They're going hard. They have a fast break right now unless Baltimore can get in the hole. Quick pass from Scannell off to Taylor Giglio, who puts it home against Stoothoff. One of the rare goals that we've seen against her today. And Boston's now up 6-2.
That was just a beautiful play right there. I mean, bam, bam, bam. You know, 1 touch, 2 touch, right into the cage.
Today's game is made possible by a number of sponsors who have really stepped up this year for the United Women's Lacrosse League, including Nike Lacrosse, NextPro, Style Axe Uniforms, STX, and 3D Lacrosse.
It's been such a great experience so far, and
Holly Treanor
you know, everything has just been top notch, and
from Michelle Scannell.
games have been fun to watch. Girls are excited to be here. They look good. They play good.
It was exciting news when 3D Lacrosse came on board to take
100%.
over day-to-day operations of the league, and certainly put a lot of support behind this league, and got commitments again from 2 of the best in the game, Nike and STX.
Sure, absolutely.
So after a Baltimore draw control, the Ride looked to settle it up and get a goal here in the end of towards the end of this first half.
Giglio on the last Boston Storm goal.
I'd even give an assist to Michelle Scannell on that for sure.
Michelle Scannell, you know, even though we talk about, you know, Delphi Division II. She fits in so beautifully here. Her style of play is just right where you would expect it to be. So I don't really think that, when you play for one of the best teams in the division, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, skill is skill.
Absolutely.
Pass inside. Results in the turnover to Boston.
So Boston back with the ball. Cleared up to Allie Flury, who settles it in the midfield to Katie Webster.
Yeah. Boston using some clock on this possession as we get close to the halftime.
Keep it working it around. Looks like number 43, Sara Crowley, is checked in. She is a player that the Storm picked up this week, help round out their roster. UMass graduate in 2017. She played with Hannah Murphy and Kaylee Santos, who are also on the Boston roster. Webster with a quick dodge and shot goes wide. And
it's going to be a turnover possession.
Turnover possession.
Turnover to Baltimore. 1 minute, 30 seconds in the half.
We're in the last minute and a half here, so the shot clock should be turned off at this point or close to it.
Shot saved, Liz Hogan.
Sidearm rip by O'Hanlon.
Baltimore retains possession.
And Liz Hogan is staying hot here.
She has just been a wall in there.
That is Liz Hogan's 15th save of the half.
Liz Hogan hasn't seen a professional shot since the end of May last year, but no doubt that she is seeing some quality shots on the West Coast.
She's just unbelievable.
And she's committed.
On top of everything.
She resides in California, and she is coming out here for today's game, another game on Wednesday. Quick.
Go, Boston!
Another tic-tac-toe. Taylor
Beautiful
Giglio
fast break. Just a beautiful fast break.
with the assist to Holly Turner. I believe that's Holly Turner's first goal of the season.
That was pretty too, and they play so unselfish. That's the best part of the Boston Storm is everybody gets touches, everybody scores, everybody does their role. 40 seconds left in the half.
And I believe the score is 7-2.
If you look on the turf field behind this one, you see the Philly Force already starting to warm up.
Oh, yes.
You see Coach Bedford there warming up his goalie.
Rumor has it Bedford does Skype sessions with his team to go over plays
I know he does.
talk game strategy. So he is
so into it.
He
is so into it. I saw him yesterday. He gave me a hug at the tournament we were at, and he said, "It's the last time I'm going to be nice to you until after our game." And I said, "Okay, Mike, but I'm going to be announcing, so you can be nice to me the whole time."
Baltimore with the draw control, and they are going to look to push the ball in the last 30 seconds. Congratulations in order to for Coach Bedford, just signed on as an assistant at Rutgers.
That's correct.
Goal! Baltimore.
It's a big goal for Baltimore right there. Stops the drought.
In the half.
Gives them a little positive flow going into halftime.
They needed to put one on the board and settle down their team. Under 20 seconds left in the game in the first half. There were 3 players in tight on the crease. I couldn't see who got that shot off. A lot of purple and sticks. Looks like we'll get the goal here.
Baltimore goal, Faye Brust.
Faye Brust gets Baltimore back into action with her second goal of the season. Baltimore wins the draw control. They're going to go right back at goal. Shot sails high. Masera wants to put another one on the board. And with that, the horn goes off, and we are at the end of the first half.
It was a great first half, a lot of action. Players running up and down the field in this heat. And when all is said and done, to me, it was all about the goalies. All about the goalies.
So after our first 35 minutes of professional women's lacrosse, Boston Storm leads 7-3. So we are back here in Baskin Ridge, New Jersey at Mountain Park for the second half of our first game of a UWLX doubleheader. We have Boston Storm with a 7-3 lead over the Baltimore Ride at the moment. But as we've seen last week, things can change pretty quickly. So
without a doubt, and in this heat, anything is possible. You never know, I think that it's going to come down to goalie play and draw control. Can both goalies stay hot? Are we going with the same goalies in the second half? It looks it.
First for the Baltimore Ride, Nikki Boltja, Molly Hulseman, and Faye Brust each with the goal. And for the Boston Storm, Holly Turner, 2 goals. Katie Webster, a goal. McKinley Sbordone, 1 goal, 1 assist. Allie Flury, a goal. Taylor Giglio, an assist. And Hannah Murphy, a goal. Kayla Trainor as well. Boston leads 7-3.
So we're going to hope for some more stellar goaltending. Carrie Stoothoff and Liz Hogan have just looked like putting on a show of a goalie show.
It was impressive, and I got to speak to both girls real quick at halftime, and Hogan was interesting because, Stoothoff was joking around, and Hogan was completely in the zone still. Barely, made eye contact. I love that. Goalies are a rare breed. I don't really talk to them too often because I let them just do their thing, and if you're a coach and you're blessed with a goalie that's just a brick wall, boy, that is the best thing ever.
I don't know Liz Hogan all that well, but I get the sense that when she's in the zone, she is all business.
She was all business. I was, I like that. I like that attitude about her. I like that, and Stoothoff is just the opposite. Some goalies are just real relaxed and go with it, and that's Carrie, and Liz was very, very intense.
So here we are with the opening draw of the second half. Kayla Trainor takes the draw control and quickly pushes the ball downfield. Dishes it off to Sbordone, who can't quite make the pass to Emma Powlin.
Baltimore ball.
And Baltimore's starts their career. So first game for the Ride, we saw a lot of Haley O'Hanlon handling the draws, and tonight it's been a little bit of a mix between her and I think we've seen Megan Massera take a couple draws and mixing it up a little bit.
Yeah, you have to. You don't want to give a trainer a different look. You don't want to keep having the same, where she can figure it out and read it. I mean, Kayla Trainor is one of the best draw control specialists that we have in this country, and so what they're just trying to do is mix it up for her, make her work a little bit harder. So maybe, her offensive skills, and you saw on that, even though she did win the draw, instead of taking it down herself, she
dished.
Yeah, and it caused the turnover.
So we have a free position, and they elect to pull it out. The Ride, that is, turns the corner, shoots, and puts it over the right shoulder of Liz Hogan. That was Allison LaBeau.
And that's, what's happening here now is you see Baltimore starting to scratch and claw their way back a little bit. They were down 7-2 with less than a minute to go in the half, and now it's 7-4 with still 32 minutes to go in this game.
3 goals is not a lot when you have the firepower on both sides of the field like
and you have
these teams.
A 2-point goal that you can get. It's really could come down to 2 possessions.
Megan Massera again against Hannah Murphy. Murphy picks up the ground ball and gives Boston possession. Ooh.
That's going to be a yellow card, I think. I thought it was. No. It is.
It is. Oslander with her second yellow card.
And that means she's done for the day.
She took Murphy off her feet. And that's going to hurt Baltimore on the
Yellow card assessed.
Defensive side of the field for sure.
A non-releasable card. Boston will be man up for 2 minutes.
But more importantly, I don't think Ostlander can go back into this game, and that's a huge loss for Baltimore because she is probably their strongest defender.
As she has shown.
As she has shown, that is correct.
Scannell for the Storm moves the ball off to Emily Howell, who quick feed in the crease, and goal scored by the Boston Storm, Emma Powlin.
Boston goal.
But that was fast ball movement on that. There's nothing you can do. When they move the ball that quickly,
Forget it.
yeah, it's fun to watch though.
You see so much dodging in the game, especially younger players, right? Dodge through 1-2 players, but really the ball moves so much faster than you can. So there's
Without a doubt, the ball always moves faster than the defense can shift, and if you can just, use that kind of precision. But the key to that was that Powlin didn't waste a cradle. It was just a catch and a quick stick.
Megan Massera for the Ride back in the face-off or draw circle against Kayla Trainor for the Storm. Boston is leading 8-4 now after the Powlin goal.
Boston goal, Emma Powlin, her first.
They're gonna
Assist to Michelle Scannell.
redraw.
In the 2 games that we've done so far, Michelle Scannell has been a huge part of Boston's offense. She's really been impressive.
Boston possession, and they are still man up.
Outstanding Division II player, as you pointed out, at Adelphi. Player of the Year.
Just a great pickup by Boston, and I believe she was the last player drafted and is turning out to be one of the major players in this league.
Boston teams have a history of picking really good players last. Tom Brady, 199th in the...
I don't really know that guy.
Quick position shot, awarded to Boston.
I feel like you're a Jets fan.
Huge.
McKinley Sbordone with the free position off the 8-meter to the goalie's right. Stopped by Stoothoff. She sails the ball right up to the 45-yard line. Picked up by O'Hanlon, who's in transition down the field, looking to make something of this break. Keeps in her left hand, shoots, scores. Far pipe.
That was a nice play. You saw Hogan leaning towards, the inside pipe. If you're facing the cage, you're looking at the cage, would be to
Right side.
right, and she came and put it on the left-hand side. So, that's not an easy shot. She made it look a lot easier than it was, and Hogan's playing the percentages on that one, and that's just a beautiful placement.
Absolutely. She had to protect her from the defender on the inside, yet it's just incredible. So Haley O'Hanlon puts the Baltimore Ride 1 goal closer. 8-5 now Boston. Megan Massera back in the draw circle against Kayla Trainor. Loose ball picked up by
Baltimore possession, and Baltimore
Katie
on the
Webster, who
fast
starts the break. Thinks better of it, moves it back up top to settle. Quick feed into the crease. Allie Flury behind the back, stopped by Stoothoff.
Flury got that shot just a little too high, and it was right to the stick of Stoothoff.
Sara Crowley with a nice feed to a cutting Flury, who Ride bring the ball up the left-hand side of the field, and loose ball out of bounds, but it looks like there might have been a violation there, so Ride will keep the ball. So both goalies have somewhere near 15 saves in the game so far. Seen a lot of rubber. And the Ride, the Storm have the ball in their offensive half of the field. Kayla Trainor, quick face dodge, pulls it back. Now she's hung up her defender. Topside goal, sneaks around, uses that wingspan, puts it right past
That's
their,
unbelievable. She makes that look so easy. She's behind the cage, literally behind the cage with her body. But like you said, the wingspan and the stick gets goal line extended and then buries the top shelf.
And Stoothoff had really sealed off that pipe too. There was barely
She
any
thought
room.
she sealed off the pipe, but she left just enough room for the ball to get in. And again, Kayla Trainor just makes it look so easy and does it all the time. It's not even like you're not expecting that, but every time she does it, I just shake my head. You have, players that can't score from center hash.
Right.
And she scores from behind the cage.
Yeah. So Treanor with her second goal of the game so far.
Holy cow.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And you see everybody else just smiling and laughing away.
It's hard not to.
It is.
So Miss Sara and Murphy square off again. Draw is picked up by Michelle Scannell, another great ground ball, and she used her speed to start the break. Dishes off to Murphy, who flips it up to Kaylee Santos, buries it past Stoothoff. Boston now is up 10-5.
She grabs that pass out of the air, and before her feet hit the ground, she turns and fires. And that's how, you make that adjustment. You don't give the goalie any time to get set or even go stick to stick because she expects you to land and then look. And by that time, it's already in the cage.
It was just a fluid movement, catch and release.
And that's going to end the day for Stoothoff.
From number 8, Hannah Murphy, Boston now leads 10-5.
Stoothoff had an outstanding game nonetheless. I mean, so many saves. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Rachel Vallerelli checks into the game, UMass graduate, 2015, I believe. Played with the Boston Storm last year. Started last week's game and had a solid performance. Against the Force. Really kept the Ride in it until the end when the Force and Molly Hendrick and company just, you can't stop Molly Hendrick, so.
No, they couldn't. Not towards the end of that game. In the beginning they did, but.
Ride with the ball at the top, dodge down to the right-hand side. Shot and score. Nikki Boltja.
Yeah, Boltja makes a nice shot there. I thought Liz Hogan got her stick on it, but it was so much pace on it, just got by.
Yep.
And I think that you'll see as we get into like the last 15 minutes, we'll have 24 minutes or so left in this game, but when we get down to like the last 12 to 15, legs are getting tired, getting towards the end of the game, I think you're going to see end-to-end just go, 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 go. So it's going to come down to possession. The thing with the 90-second shot clock is you can't really stall it out anymore.
No.
You can't just say, let's run 2-3 minutes off. Let's just, take the wind out of the ball, and you just can't do that.
So that goal by Nikki Boltja cuts the Boston lead to 4 as they now lead 10-6. Hannah Murphy for the Storm takes the draw this time against Molly Hulseman. Quick feed to the crease. Kaylee Santos shoots it backwards, facing upfield, and just turns the stick around, and she gets
well, the first save of the day, too, for Vallerelli. I mean, she just got in this game and stops a BTB.
Yes, unbelievable. Vallerelli with an amazing save and another save off the
save by goalie.
Free position. She is just on.
Rachel Vallerelli.
Got a chance to talk to Rachel a little bit before the game, and she started playing box lacrosse. She hungry to see more shots, and
well, she will.
She will for sure.
A lot more up close and personal shots.
So she's been traversing the East Coast looking for games here and there. Not the first woman to play men's box lacrosse, but definitely the first in a while. There was a woman who played professionally for a little bit in the National Lacrosse League. Shot by this Ride. Gets past Hogan. Brust with her second goal of the game, third on the season, and just like that, Baltimore's within 3.
They haven't been able to get closer than 3, but interesting to see if they can, inch it a little bit closer on this one. 3 goals is still a nice cushion. Every time they're up by 3 and then Boston gets the ball, all of a sudden before they realize it again, they blink and they're down by 5 again.
So we have a little over 21 minutes left in the second half. Kayla Trainor comes back to midfield to draw against Molly Hulseman.
Turning into an absolutely gorgeous evening.
Little breeze makes it feel that much better.
Unbelievable.
That's Faye Brust goal, her second of the night. Baltimore closes to 10-7.
See a number of players that finished their games walking up the hill from the lower fields, looking to maybe pick up a tip or two and Ride now with possession.
Well, they have to try to find some space on the fence line here. Not that easy.
Ride get a fast break off the quick restart shot. Liz Hogan gets a piece of it.
Save.
Gives up a rebound, but it's picked up by Katie Webster, who's fouled.
Boston possession.
Takes the restart. Transitions downfield to the right side of the goaltender.
And again, before the 90-second shot clock comes into play, this is a time where you would see a team pull it out.
Right.
And really work 2, 3 minutes, 4 minutes off of the clock. Not able to do that anymore. It just makes the game so much more exciting.
So a fan of the shot clock you are.
Yeah, and I wasn't at first, but I am now. I really do think it forces you to play the game.
Boston
Sure.
retains possession.
And at this level, that's what people are certainly here to see. They want to see.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
At any level, really.
Baltimore with
And it's been a smooth transition for college too, right?
It has been.
Yeah.
I wish high school would go to it.
Saw a few high school games on Long Island on TV this past season. Probably a few that you were doing the play-by-play for, and some of them were painfully slow. They just took the air out of it. And,
And I really don't, our job as high school coaches is to prepare these players for college, and we're really not doing that if we don't have a 90-second shot clock, if we don't have allowing the defenders to run through the crease. There's a couple of rules there that are big adjustments for kids going into the next level. And now it's going to be the quick start as well. So it's 3 major rules.
Storm settle the ball as they get the right personnel on the field. And now they'll look to expand on their 10-7 lead over the Baltimore Ride. Big shot.
That was blocked. That was almost a dangerous propelling, but it was able to be hit a stick of the defender.
Emma Powlin let it ride.
Boston foul.
And
Baltimore on the attack.
in transition, there was a foul, and on the restart, Baltimore has the ball now to the left of the goalkeeper on the wing. Look to get their offense cranking again as a little over 18 minutes left in the second half of this game. First game of our United Women's Lacrosse League doubleheader. Ball now settled up top to Lascalzo. Haley O'Hanlon moves the ball off to Nikki Boltja. Quick feed, stopped by Liz Hogan. Unbelievable. How she stopped
Unbelievable.
that, I have no idea.
But this goes back to what we were talking about in the first half. On that particular play, you turn and fire, Hogan stick to stick on you. There was no defender anywhere near. Had you taken half a second and realized that you had more time to play with, you could have really faked high and go low on that.
Big save against LaBeau for Hogan.
It's a great save. So aggressive in the cage.
Altamari moves the ball Back up top, Nikki Boltja. Cross-field pass to Haley O'Hanlon. Left-handed dodge and shoots wide. We have a shooting space foul.
Gives Baltimore a free position opportunity.
Yeah, Baltimore's just not going away.
Nope. As long as they can stay close. They certainly show that they have the firepower to put up goals. And O'Hanlon on the free position, puts one low right past Hogan, and Baltimore's right back in it.
Well, especially if O'Hanlon starts to heat up. She was their go-to player in the first game.
Absolutely. Boston now, their lead shrinks 10-8.
And again, still plenty of time left in this game. It is running time, but we still have 16 minutes to go. And with a 2-point shot attempt, it's one possession.
One possession game, right? Time for an adjustment on the defensive end of the field for Scott Teeter?
No,
or?
it's time for Kayla Trainor to win some draws and start to assert herself. I mean, you want to be the best player in the world, now's the time. I don't know if she wants to be, but I call her that.
Well, be hard to argue otherwise, that's for sure. It's a tough mantle to carry, best player in the world.
She would handle it well. You know, herself, you know, Taylor Cummings, a few other players can handle it well.
So foul off the draw, and Kayla Trainor now with possession of the ball. Directing traffic. Katie Webster passes it off to Sara Crowley. Back to Treanor. Dodge, quick pass in the crease to Flury, who pulls it back out. Shot was not there. She re-dodges. We got a whistle.
Shooting space foul on the Baltimore Ride.
Ali Flury does a great job there. She was being doubled, and as she pulls out of the double and realizes that the defenders drop out of it and don't chase her, she re-attacks and draws shooting space.
Denver University alum in her third season with the Boston Storm. Free position, takes it herself, shoots, bouncer right past Vallerelli.
What a great play that was. And again, so patient and just so smart lacrosse-wise. And for those players that are watching that are trying to learn the game, you need to recognize when you are being doubled and you pull out of it once the double drops off, that is your green light to go re-attack.
Storm extend their lead to 11-8. We're under 15 minutes, 14 minutes and 9 seconds and counting left in the second half. At 7 o'clock this evening, we will see the Philadelphia Force and Coach Mike Bedford take on the Long Island Sound and Coach Reggie Thorpe.
Should be a great game. They're starting to make their way over here now, and while they're warming up for their game, you'll see all these fans here lined up for autographs from the pros who are happy to accommodate them and stay after and take pictures and sign autographs and whatever it is that they need.
Treanor with possession, stripped by Hulseman, but there was an infraction and Storm will keep the ball. It's great watching the access to these players and watching how not only the kids' faces light up, but the players get into it and just are just enjoying every moment of being professional athletes.
Without a doubt. It's the pinnacle of their careers. They've worked hard since they've been the ages of most of these kids. They've been to a lot of these tournaments.
Oh. Kayla Trainor catches backhand pass. Stopped by Vallerelli.
She did about 3 or 4 dodges on that one and then rolled it on the ground. I don't know how that didn't go in, but what a great play by Vallerelli.
And Baltimore is now on offense. Sara with the ball, passes it down the wing to Nikki Boltja. So Baltimore's got some solid goaltending on their team this year.
Well, they sure do, and that makes life easy for the defenders, I'll tell you that. It keeps them in every game as well. You know, every game that you step out there, when you have goalies of that quality, you have a chance to win.
Defense often wins a lot of battles. Pass lands short. Allie Flury looks to scoop up that ground ball. Fighting with Nikki Boltja. Boltja now has a step on Flury, and there's a foul.
Boston foul.
Be interesting to see if the
Free position opportunity
Auslander,
to Nikki Boltja.
not an ejection, but it's a fouling out, has any impact late in the game as it becomes a close defensive battle.
Without a doubt, and like I said, she's so strong for them.
Quick feed in the crease to
Save to Liz Hogan.
Hio Thomas that Hogan saves.
Yeah, I don't think Hogan saved it as much as the pass got away and kind of rolled into the crease, but
Liz Hogan told me I have to give her anything close as a save, so.
Failure to advance foul against the Boston Star. Ball is turned over to Baltimore.
Boston doesn't get the ball over in time, so the clock runs out, so it's an automatic change of possession.
Was that the 90-second clock that ran out?
With 10 minutes to play.
No, I don't think it was 90 seconds. I think they failed to advance it fast enough over the...
Oh, I see. So a good ride by the Ride. Keeps the ball down their end. Offensive end, that is. Stands are filling up again. A quick feed to a sprinting Altamari, and
Boston foul.
we have another foul, and so there'll be a free position for
Britain makes a strong
Britain.
move. She catches that on the fly, and it's very difficult for the defenders to get into the proper position.
Can't match that foot speed. Rip
She rips it
by
wide.
Altamari. It's high over the goal, and the Ride back up their shot.
Baltimore retains possession.
Britain loves that. It's just a step-in shot.
Another save by Liz Hogan off of Michaela Durante.
Yeah, Durante gets off a shot, but again, it was stick side high, and Hogan was right on top of that.
Marina Burke now with the ball. Graduated from Harvard last year. Playing in her first game with the Storm this season. Taylor Giglio on the offensive half is settling things down.
And the clock is starting to become an issue at this point, and not major, but what happens here is Baltimore really needs to take advantage of their opportunities and possessions. They've had a few where they could have really closed the gap, and instead they were unable to take care of that. And that's what Teeter's going to call this timeout here and say, listen, you know, we're about 8.5 minutes to go in this game, and we have a little lead, and what we need to do now is really value our
Timeout to
possessions.
Boston.
Yeah, this late in the game, that 90
With
seconds each
8:44
possession is
left in the contest.
ticks off a lot of seconds. So we have a timeout here in Basking Ridge by the Boston Storm as they lead 11-8 over the Baltimore Ride with 8 minutes and 44 seconds left in the second half. At the conclusion of this game, we're going to see the Philadelphia Force versus the Long Island Sound in the second game of this United Women's Lacrosse League doubleheader.
And again, you couldn't have asked for a better facility, can't ask for better weather, can't ask for a better crowd. And again, everybody's lined up. I'm looking across the field. There's not a piece of fence left. Kids are behind the fence, along the fence line in front of us. You can't ask for any more than that if you're a professional athlete.
Not at all. If they were paying me with good weather, I'd be considered a rich man right now.
You're not kidding. You are not kidding. And considering the fact that the spring was so brutal, I'm enjoying this immensely.
Yeah, it took a while for it to warm up, but when it did, it warmed up.
It sure did. you know, I thought we were going to get hit by some rain yesterday, and we did not. And then today just is perfect weather, if there's such a phrase.
Hot, but not that humid, which is I didn't feel like that helps when you're not sweating so
Correct.
profusely.
And there's a nice breeze, and it's beautiful, and that makes the fans want to be out here as well. You don't mind standing around. You don't mind coming to the games and taking it all in.
Both teams retake the field. Boston will restart things with possession. Looking to keep Baltimore at bay as they lead 11-8.
Big possession right here. You know, right now you're at a 2-possession game. You don't want to go any deeper than that. I mean, 4 goals is really a 3-possession game. It's very difficult to score a 2-pointer, much less more than 1.
Kayla Trainor going to work on the wing. Looks like she picked up the matchup that she wants, and
I thought she was going to shoot there, and she chose not to.
Defenders switched on her. She was definitely the taller, the 2 athletes, and
you know, sometimes I would like Kayla to be a little more selfish. It's just not in her nature, but her ability to shoot and her ability to for, you know, her stick work. A lot of times she loves to dish it off. She takes just as much pride in the assist as she does in the goal.
Sure.
But in that particular offensive set, they needed a goal.
8 minutes.
So good defensive stand for the Baltimore Ride as they now have the ball on their half of the field. Looking to put a quick goal, quick shot. Looks like it sailed high.
And LaBeau needed to take one more step center cage on that because Hogan was all over that pipe and not giving it up.
Baltimore retains possession.
Altamari with the ball behind the cage. Lobs it up top to O'Hanlon, who's going to look to dodge left to right. Keeps it in her left hand as she rolls back. Shot high, far side. Puts it. Whoop.
That was crazy. O'Hanlon drops that of her stick. You think she's going to go low, and she goes low to high. The flick of the wrist was so strong. That had so much pace on it. And that might have been a 2-pointer, depending on where she took that shot from.
That net popped and before Liz Hogan even reacted.
That is a 2-point shot. She shot that outside of the 8.
So that 2-point shot really closes the lead in on Boston. They now only lead 11-10.
They're going to discuss it right now, make sure it was a 2-point.
So the referees will be looking to see if O'Hanlon was above the 8-meter.
And she was above the 8-meter. O'Hanlon was the one that we said needed to start heating up, and you know she was, like I said, their go-to in the first game as well.
With 6:45 to go in the game, it is a 1-goal game.
Every possession counts now.
Oh, they're going to switch it to a 1-point.
Oh.
So now we have our first controversy of the game right here. She's saying it's her call.
Lead referee comes to the table to say it was a 1-point goal. Boston caught a break there. It is now 11-9.
That will
Boston
be declared
Storm.
a 1-point goal, and the score will be 11-9.
These players and these coaches care, though, right? I mean,
Oh,
it is
100%.
They
drew that up. That was the play that they wanted. The play was completed. They want to know why they don't get their 2-point goal. You had 2 officials immediately say yes, it was 2. You had 1 official say no.
So Baltimore looks to earn that goal back the old-fashioned way. We have a violation. Looks like a foul. Be a free position for Baltimore in the restart.
It appears to be a free position, foul. Shooting space called on Boston.
Everybody's into it now. You see now the stands are actually filling up even more. You got people like
Right.
too deep here, wanting to see who's going to win this game. I love it.
Still one field going behind us, and that game will probably be over soon.
And again, how exciting that they all get to, after this game is over, get autographs and spend time with the players.
Not a bad deal at all.
No.
Nikki Boltja now with the ball. Moves it off to Brust. Who draws the double really quick. Boston going hard on this. Forces the ground ball, and Liz Hogan scoops it up to start the clear.
Yep. When we talk about valuing the possessions, everything that you can, but Brust has the double team on that, gets away from it, but the back check forces the turnover.
A little bit of a defensive gamble there by Teeter, sending the double, and worked out for him though, so that's why he's coaching, and that's why I'm up here.
And now he's telling him, slow it down, let's work the 90 seconds off the clock. You have 4 minutes and change. We can get this down to 2.5 minutes left to hopefully score.
That's it. Doesn't seem like a lot of time probably when you're on the field, but it's certainly, at least when you have short time left in the game.
No question.
Eating that up. Quick shot is...
Foul against Baltimore.
There's a shot.
Boston will get a free position opportunity.
Shot by Emma Powlin. She was knocked to the ground, and
3:49 to go in the contest.
shot went wide
The
to
only
the
thing with
goalie's
Powlin
left.
right here, though, is she's surrounded by purple shirts.
She is. They're going to close in on her fast.
Quickly.
Interesting to see if she continues to the goal. She does. Quick fake,
And a free position goal
and she
for
scores.
Boston.
I thought
So
Vallerelli
quick
had
on
that.
She took a few hits on that, and if you're going to play low attack, or if you're going to take a shot like that, you have to learn how to take a hit and keep on going. You know, so many players get bumped off their route, or they take the hit and they look immediately for the foul, instead of realizing that at some points, you just got to take the hit and keep on going. It's like a running back in football.
Emma Powlin was a big reason the Danes of Albany salvaged what otherwise would have been a miserable season. They were off to a 7 or 8 game losing streak, and then turned it around and ran the table the rest of the way. She picked up some end of the season honors.
As well deserved, as she should have.
And that's why she's here.
No question.
So, Ride bring up Brittany Orashin on the draw against Kayla Trainor. See what will. Wow, Kayla Trainor. That ball, I don't think, moved 5 inches from her stick, and she snapped it right back up.
Possession to Boston. Kayla Trainor on the draw.
And that's a huge draw control, because honestly now, you want to run out your 90 seconds. You're only going to leave Baltimore with about 30 to 40 seconds left in this game.
Is it me, or at this level I see more of the women taking the draw actually getting their own possession, where when I watch some high school lacrosse, they take the draw and then it's the wings that essentially
2 minutes in the contest.
end up with possession. But
Well, at this level, you're going to recruit somebody that can do what Kayla Trainor does, which is self-draw and control the entire game.
and I suppose it doesn't hurt being like 5'10" or so.
No, and strong as an ox.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
So they
But
call
she
it.
also works at her craft. I mean,
Sure.
it's not something that you're born with. It's not something that,
No.
you're not going to say that, Trainor's lucky at it. Nobody works harder at draw controls than Kayla Trainor.
1:30.
A minute and a half left in the second half of this game. Boston Storm with a 12-9 lead as they look to hold off Baltimore.
Shot and save.
Liz Hogan with a nice save down low.
21st.
And Allie Flury
Boston on the break.
starts
And
to clear.
Now the shot clock is essentially off at this point. They can run out the clock, Boston.
So Boston needs to take care of business, keep possession, not make any
1 minute. 1 minute.
unneeded mistakes. And we're now under 1 minute. If the score holds up, the Boston Storm will go to 2-0 on the season. And the Baltimore Ride will drop to 0-2.
40 seconds.
Time winds down. Boston goes to an open set, just move it around the perimeter.
30 seconds.
And they're not looking to give it up. They're definitely not going to go to goal at this point.
Hey, somebody's got to go. Haley, go. Haley, go.
I think Scott Tito would run out there and tackle somebody if they tried to go for goal.
He just might.
15 seconds.
And a wide open
net opportunity.
McKinley Sbordone on an open net.
Ices the game.
Seals the deal for Boston. 10 seconds left in the half. Time stops in the last 2 minutes of the second half of professional games.
So they'll have to just take one more draw and get on with it.
McKinley Sbordone.
I believe she was assisted by
Boston now leads 13-9.
Taylor Giglio, but I might be wrong on that. So Kayla Trainor just needs to go through the motions of a draw. Ball is loose, picked up by the Storm, who will now move on to their second victory of the season as they defeat the Baltimore Ride.
And that's the game.
13-9. Not a bad first game.
No, definitely not. And you know, Boston had the lead. Baltimore kept inching back, but you see Boston finds a way to protect that lead, runs the table, start to finish.
So we will have a short break, and then we will be back for the second game of our doubleheader. Final score, Boston 13, Baltimore 9. Next game will be the Philadelphia Force versus the Long Island Sound from beautiful Baskin Ridge, New Jersey, here at Mountain Park.
I'm here with the recently National Championship assistant coach, Carrie Stoothoff, was the goalie for the Baltimore Ride. Carrie, I know the team didn't do well tonight, but you were clearly in the zone tonight, playing out of your mind. How does it feel to be back out on the field doing what you love to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Getting an opportunity post-graduate to continue playing at the highest level, professional level, is just incredible. Playing amongst, you know, some of these stars is unreal. So yeah, looking forward to it. Good game, unfortunate ending, but looking to build on it in week 3.
Absolutely. When you look around you and you see the crowd that was here tonight, there wasn't a space to be had on almost the full facade here. I mean, how does that make you feel knowing that all of these people that you're influencing at some way, somehow, are all here to watch you ladies play?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty surreal. Between week 1 and week 2, I mean, the turnouts have just been unbelievable. So, you know, looking forward to week 3 and see who comes out in week 3.
Any changes you think you're going to be making in week 3 as a team and coaching and just trying to get yourself that first win of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we're piecing it together between, you know, the progress from week 1 to week 2. I think our defense played very, very well in the first half, and our offense definitely came along in the second half. So just piecing together a full game, full 70 minutes here for week 3.
Well, your 8,000 saves are a pretty big help on that. I wish you luck for the rest of the season. I'll see you next game, okay?
Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate it.
All right. Okay, so I'm here with the winning team, McKinley Sbordone. She's our player of the game, Coach Scott Teeter. Let me just start with you. How exciting. You're here tonight, doing what you want to do. Have a child, mom, been out on the field. Talk to me about the whole experience for you.
It's definitely much more of a juggle than it has been in the past, but it's just so fun to stay involved in the game and see some kids I've coached, and it's just full circle, so I'm honored to be able to play.
And when you look around the field and you see everybody that's watching, how crowded it is and whatnot, what does that mean to you as a professional player?
Well, I just love the sport so much, so the fact that we can share it with the young population and the great game is growing so fast is pretty cool to see, so I'm glad to be a part of it.
And 2 goals tonight. The weather was beautiful and whatnot. You were feeling it. Can you just take me through the whole offensive sets for you and how you were able to get those goals tonight?
I think our team plays selflessly, so we push the fast break really well, and we've got Kayla Trainor, which certainly helps. But it's been a fun experience. We are gelling as a team, so I'm excited to see the next coming games.
Excellent. We're excited excited to watch you play as well. I'm going to talk to your coach here for a minute. Scott, starting off the season 2-0, what do you attribute that to?
It's just unselfish play. Just like McKinley was saying, the girls are spreading the ball around. I thought our defense played well, and then Liz Hogan shows why she's one of the top girls probably in the world.
I mean, Liz Hogan was clearly on fire tonight. You didn't make a goalie change at halftime. You didn't need to. What does it mean to the defense to have a goalie like that in place?
She just adds so much to the game, just with her superb stick skills. Imagine she's right when she makes a save, we're going 4v3 right away. Our middies are getting a good break, and she just has her stick skills that she can go and give us more opportunities on the ball that we can push and tire out the other team.
My last question to you is going to be about obviously Kayla Trainor, who I think is one of the best players in the world, but she is also the most unselfish player. Do you give her the green light to kind of make her own decisions and do what she wants to do?
Yeah, definitely. She has the green light to play, and she makes every player on offense that plays with her better. And they create so well. She draws so much attention, and when she draws the doubles and sometimes triple teams, she's got superb skill that she can find the open player, and it leaves wide open looks for us.
Well, Coach, you're off to a huge start 2-0. Let's see if you can run the table this season and bring home the hardware. Thanks.